Have you ever dropped something on the floor and just stare at it for a second, thinking, do I really need that back right now? Or maybe you've caught yourself sitting down to put on socks, struggling to reach your feet without holding your breath or grabbing the edge of the bed. Even simple things like tying a shoe or picking something up in the shower can feel like a full-body workout after 70. And guess what? Most people your age feel exactly the same. Their backs are stiff, their knees ache, and bending down feels like asking for trouble. But if you can still touch your toes, you're doing something most people your age can't. And that one simple move, just reaching down and brushing your fingertips past your knees, your shins, all the way to your toes, says more about your health than you might think. It's not just a stretch, it's a sign. Let's talk about what it really means and why touching your toes at 70 might be one of the best health indicators your body can give you. So let's break this down. Touching your toes might look simple. Just bend forward and reach, right? But behind that one smooth motion is a complex system of health signals working together. Your joints, your spine, your muscles, your nerves, even your brain. See, this movement isn't just about flexibility. It's a full body check-in. First, your joints, from your ankles to your hips to your spine, have to glide smoothly. Second, your spinal column has to bend and flex without locking up. Third, your muscles and tendons, especially in the back of your legs, need to stay long and loose. Fourth, and your nervous system? It has to coordinate all of that without sending pain signals or making you lose balance. That's why it's more than just a stretch. It's a sign that your entire body is still working together in sync. Think of it like this. Touching your toes is the result of internal systems doing their job, quietly, efficiently, and with control. And at 70, that's no small thing. In the next chapters, we're going to break down what each part of that movement really tells you, starting with the most important pillar of all, your spine. 1. It means your spine is still mobile. When you bend forward to touch your toes, you're not just folding at the waist. You're moving every single vertebra in your spine, from the base of your neck all the way down to your lower back. It's like a chain reaction. Your neck tilts, your upper back curves, your midsection flexes, and finally, your lower spine follows through. All of it needs to move together smoothly and without pain. And if it does, that means your spinal mobility is still intact, which is a big deal because a mobile spine means 1. Less stiffness when you wake up. 2. Better posture while you walk or sit. 3. Improved balance and coordination. 4. And even healthier nerve function, since your spinal cord passes through that column. Most people over 70 feel locked up in their back, like they're carrying a stiff board instead of a moving spine. But if you can still roll down smoothly and reach for your toes, your spine is still working with you, not against you. It's one of the strongest indicators that your body is aging gracefully, from the inside out. Up next, let's talk about another key area that has to cooperate if you want to bend with ease. Your hamstrings. 2. It means your hamstrings are healthy. Now let's talk about one of the most overlooked muscles in aging. Your hamstrings. These are the long muscles that run down the back of your thighs. And they're responsible for helping you bend, walk, stand, and stay steady. But here's the truth. Tight hamstrings are one of the first things to go as we age. They shorten, they stiffen, and suddenly, bending down doesn't just feel uncomfortable. It feels impossible. But if you can still touch your toes at 70, that's a sign your hamstrings are still flexible, which means you've likely been moving, stretching, or staying active in ways that keep your muscles long and loose. And that's more than comfort. That's a sign of good circulation healthy fascia, and proper muscle hydration. Flexible hamstrings can also help prevent lower back strain, improve your walking gait, and make everyday movements like getting out of a chair or climbing stairs a whole lot easier. So the next time your hands reach your toes, just remember, it's not just your back doing the work. Your hamstrings are showing up, too. 3. It means your hips haven't locked up. Your hips might not be the first thing you think about when you bend forward, but they're one of the most important players in the toe-touching game. If your hips have lost flexibility, even a simple forward bend can feel like hitting a wall. You might feel pulling in your lower back, tightness in your thighs, or even a sharp jolt in your pelvis. But if you can still touch your toes, that means your hips are open, mobile, and working like they should. And that matters, because healthy hips mean 1. Less risk of falls. 2. Stronger balance and coordination. 3. Easier walking, standing, and stair climbing. 4. And most importantly, less pain with movement. Your hips are your body's main hinge. When they move well, your whole body moves better. But when they stiffen up or lock down, everything else has to work harder, especially your back, knees, and ankles. So if you're still able to bend forward with ease at 70, your hips are sending a powerful message. You're mobile, stable, and still in control of how you move through the world. And that's the kind of independence most people don't appreciate until it's gone. Up next, let's talk about a silent partner in this movement, your core strength. Because yes, touching your toes isn't just about stretching. It's also about strength. 4. It means you still have core strength. Most people think touching your toes is just about flexibility. But here's what they forget. It takes strength, too. Because every time you bend forward, your body has to stay balanced. And guess who's helping with that? Your core. That's right. Your abdominal muscles are quietly doing the heavy lifting. They're keeping your spine supported, controlling your descent, and helping you return to a standing position without wobbling or collapsing. So if you can still fold forward smoothly at 70, without jerking or losing balance, that's a clear sign your core muscles are still firing. And a strong core doesn't just help with toe touching. It helps with 1. Standing up from a chair. 2. Getting out of bed. 3. Keeping your balance on uneven ground. 4. And even reducing pressure on your lower back. In short, a strong core means a strong foundation. And if yours is still working with you every time you bend forward, you're doing better than you think. Next up, we're going to talk about something you can't see in the mirror, but it plays a major role in every movement you make. Your nervous system. 5. It means your nervous system is still firing well. Touching your toes might seem like a simple stretch, but behind the scenes, something incredible is happening. Your brain and your body are working together, perfectly in sync. Every time you bend forward, your nervous system has to send messages from your brain, down your spine, through your muscles, and back again. It's a full body conversation happening in real time. First, your brain says, bend. Second, your spine activates. Third, your muscles stretch. Fourth, your balance adjusts. Fifth, and then your nerves quietly keep everything flowing without pain or panic. That's coordination. And it's a sign that your neuromuscular system, the connection between your nerves and muscles, is still working efficiently. As we age, that connection can slow down. Movements become jerky, balance gets harder, and signals get lost in translation. But if you can still fold forward with ease and control at 70, it means your nervous system is sharp, responsive, and well-tuned. So yes, touching your toes is also a brain exercise. And if you're doing it well, your body is telling you, I'm still connected. I'm still responsive. I'm still strong. Next, let's look at another internal signal you might not feel directly, but it shows up every time you move: your circulation. 6. It means your circulation is strong. You might not think about your blood flow when you stretch, but here's the truth: flexibility and circulation go hand in hand. When you touch your toes, your muscles, tendons, and joints are all stretching. And to stay flexible, those tissues need one key thing: oxygen. And oxygen only gets there through strong, steady circulation. So if you're still able to fold forward with ease, that likely means your blood vessels are open, your tissues are hydrated, and your muscles are being fed with the nutrients they need. But when circulation is weak, muscles become tight, tissues stiffen, and movements like toe touching start to feel blocked or painful. In fact, stiffness is often a first sign of poor blood flow, long before more serious symptoms show up. So, if you're still flexible at 70, your body is telling you that your circulation is active, your blood is flowing, and your tissues are getting what they need to stay soft, mobile, and ready to move. It's one of the hidden victories behind something as simple as reaching for your toes. And coming up next, we'll look at the lifestyle habits that usually go hand in hand with that kind of flexibility, starting with the big one: movement. 7. It means you likely stay active. Here's the thing: if you can still touch your toes at 70, it's probably not by accident, because flexibility like that doesn't just show up one day. It's earned through movement, walking, stretching, reaching, standing up, and sitting down without hesitation. Whether you realize it or not, if your body is still bending easily, you're likely doing something right, intentionally or just through daily habits. People who stay flexible usually aren't stuck in a chair all day. They're moving, even if it's just a morning walk, stretching after a shower, or gardening in the backyard. And that movement, it keeps the joints lubricated, the muscles engaged, and the nervous system sharp. It doesn't have to be formal exercise. It just has to be consistent. So if your fingers are still getting close to your toes, chances are your lifestyle is more active than you think. And that's one of the strongest predictors of long-term health and independence. Next, let's talk about something fascinating: how toe touching might say more about your real age than your birth certificate ever could. 8. It's a great indicator of biological versus chronological age. There's the age on your ID, and then there's the age your body actually feels. It's called your biological age, and it tells a much deeper story. You might be 70 on paper, but if you can still touch your toes without strain or pain, your biological age could be closer to 50. Why? Because the body doesn't lie. Flexibility, mobility, balance, and joint health. These are all signals of how well your body is aging on the inside. People who move well, bend easily, and recover quickly often have better. 1. Cellular health. 2. Circulation. 3. Muscle elasticity. 4. And nervous system efficiency, all of which adds up to a younger biological age. So when someone sees you bend down and touch your toes, they might see a number, but your body, it's showing them something entirely different. It's proof that aging isn't about the number of candles on the cake. It's about how well your body is holding up over time. Next, let's talk about one of the most common issues people face in their later years, and how toe touching is often the antidote: back pain. 9. It's linked to lower risk of back pain. Let's be honest, lower back pain is one of the most common complaints after 60. It can sneak in slowly, or show up suddenly when you reach, twist, or stand for too long. But here's the good news. Studies show that people with flexible hamstrings and spinal mobility experience less chronic lower back pain as they age. Why? Because when your hamstrings are tight, they pull on your pelvis and strain your lower back. And when your spine is stiff, it doesn't absorb movement the way it should. So the tension builds up where it hurts most. But if you can still touch your toes, that means your hamstrings are loose, your spine can move, and your back isn't carrying all the pressure alone. It's like giving your lower back a break, a chance to breathe, stretch, and stay out of the pain zone. So every time you reach down and feel that smooth stretch, know this: you're not just flexible, you're protecting one of the most vulnerable parts of your body. Coming up next, we'll talk about something most people don't realize until it's too late: how flexibility can affect your recovery from injuries or falls. 10. It means you likely recover faster from falls or injuries. As we get older, one of the biggest fears becomes falling. And not just falling, but recovering afterward. Here's the thing most people don't realize: flexible people tend to recover faster. Why? Because when your body is flexible, it means your 1. Muscles carry less tension. 2. Blood flow is stronger, which speeds up healing. 3. Joints are more controlled and stable. 4. And your nervous system reacts quicker to prevent injury. So if you trip or lose balance, your body doesn't stiffen and lock up. It adapts. It bends. It absorbs impact better. And if you do get hurt, your circulation and mobility help reduce swelling, rebuild tissue faster, and get you back on your feet sooner. So when you touch your toes with ease at 70, you're not just showing off a stretch. You're proving your body is still resilient. And resilience is one of the most powerful tools you can carry into your later years. Next, let's talk about something that lives behind every consistent stretch and healthy habit. The kind of mindset that makes this all possible. Mental discipline. The mental discipline behind flexibility. Here's something most people overlook. Touching your toes isn't just physical. It's also mental. Because let's face it, staying flexible at 70 doesn't just happen. It takes intentionality, consistency, and the kind of mindset that says, I care about my body. I want to stay mobile. I'm not giving up. People who still stretch or move regularly at this age, they usually have stronger routines, better daily habits, and they tend to take care of themselves in other areas too. Nutrition, hydration, sleep, mindset. That simple stretch you do every morning or evening, that's not just a habit. It's a reflection of discipline. A small act of self-respect that shows up in how you live, how you eat, and how you age. So when you bend forward and touch your toes, you're not just showing off flexibility. You're showing that you still show up for yourself. And that level of commitment, that's rare. That's powerful. That's what keeps people sharp, steady, and strong, even in their later years. Up next, we'll show you something even more important: how you can work toward touching your toes again, even if you can't right now. Because age is not your limit, inactivity is. If you can't yet, here's how to improve. Now maybe you're watching this and thinking, well, I can't even touch my knees, let alone my toes. And that's okay, because here's the truth. Age is not your limit. Inactivity is. Flexibility is a skill. And like any skill, it can be regained with the right habits. You don't need to be an athlete or do back bends. You just need gentle movement and consistency. 1. Start with gentle stretching in the morning, just reaching down a little further each day. 2. Go for short daily walks to warm up your muscles and improve blood flow. 3. Try chair yoga or light routines that work your hips, spine, and hamstrings. 4. And most of all, stick with it. Progress comes with patience. Even just 5 minutes a day can begin to undo years of stiffness. And one day, you'll reach a little further, then further, until your fingertips brush your toes. maybe for the first time in years. So don't give up on your body. It's never too late to reconnect with it. And in our final chapter, we're going to bring it all together with a simple reminder of why this one small movement says so much more than it seems. Isn't it amazing how something so small, like touching your toes, can reveal so much? It's not just a stretch. It's a signal, a quiet message from your body that says, I'm still moving. I'm still strong. I'm still here. Whether it's your spine, your hips, your muscles, or your mindset, this one simple motion tells the story of how you've lived and how you're still living. And if you're still bending with grace at 70 or beyond, you're doing better than you think. Can you touch your toes? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. And if this video inspired you to take better care of your body, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who's still bending and not breaking with age. Here's to strength, flexibility, and the small movements that mean everything. We'll see you in the next video.